Okay, hey there. So I'm looking at question 11. We are just going to solve this. You have actually been given an ellipse because there is a value in front of the y squared. It just means that it's not quite a circle. It's just got a different sort of gradient on the y-axis. It's not part of what you should be doing, but it is in the book, and it is just really showing you the substitution. So it's just an ellipse, very similar to a circle. But don't worry too much about that. Obviously, 2 is a straight line. So we are going to first of all substitute 2 into 1. I'm going to rearrange this so that it's y equals those, so that I end up with all my x's. It doesn't matter if you do it a different way and end up with everything in terms of y. Then your b squared minus 4ac, you'll just have everything with y squared. It's not going to be wrong. Just deal with it the same way as you would with x squared. But for now, I'm just going to show you rearranging so that I've got y squared. So this will be minus 2y equals minus x minus 4. I'm now going to divide through by negative 2. So y equals minus x over minus 2 minus 4 over minus 2. Obviously, you don't need to show all of that working, but a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so it's just going to be a half x. X divided by 2 is a half x, it's the same thing. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that is my little equation for 2 that I'm going to substitute into this ellipse. So wherever I see a y, I'm going to put this whole thing. X squared plus 2 times a half x plus 2 all squared equals 22. I'm going to substitute that in, and now I'm just going to expand out. I am going to show every single step. Obviously, if you can do it and get it right without showing both of the brackets, you go for gold. But seriously, get it right, because you know how I go off. Okay, so 2 a half x plus 2 times a half x plus 2 equals 22. X squared plus the 2 is going to stay there. Okay, a half x times a half x is a quarter x squared. A half x times 2, a half of 2 is 1 x. A half of 2 is 1 x plus 4 equals 22. Okay. Now obviously you can do this in Solver if you want to, but a lot of you do need to practice your expanding out, okay, just so that you don't make silly mistakes in the exam. I've got 2 like terms here. Okay. Again, you don't need to show all of these, just make sure you're understanding. And so 2 times a quarter, so a quarter of 2 is going to be 1/2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. Sorry, I do not need a bracket there. I'm just going to take my minus 22 over. So I've just taken the 22 over to that side as well. And now I just need to add all my like terms. So I've got x squared plus a half x squared, which is 1 and a half x squared, plus 4x, and then 8 minus 22 is negative 14 equals 0. I'm just going to write this as an improper fraction. 1 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2. So that's just 3 over 2. I'm just doing that so I can see if I just multiply each of these terms by 2, I get that. Now, I do not have a graphics calculator, so I am going to solve this like you would have been taught in year 10. You are welcome to, I guess, skip forward. I don't know where the number's going to be, but if you want to skip forward, you can just chuck it in your graphics calculator. I'm just going to show you how to factorize this using year 10 method. So I'd go 3 times 28. 3, my gosh, times 28 gives me 84. So I've gone my coefficient of x squared times my constant at the end. 3 times 28 is 84. And now I just need to find all my factor pairs of 84. So 1 and 84. 2 and 42. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, once I've got my factor pairs, which of them add or subtract to give me that middle term, which is 8. So far I haven't found it. 3 and 28, no. 4 and 21, no. 5 doesn't go. 6 goes. 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. So I want plus 14 and minus 6 gives me 8. Are you happy with that? So what I'm going to do is just rewrite this as 3x squared minus 6x plus 14x minus 28 equals 0. So this is what would have been what I would have got if I expanded out before I added my like terms, if I was expanding out the two brackets that I'm going to get now. So I am now going to factorize the first two parts here. So I'm going to take out a common 3x. 3x times x gives me 3x squared. 3x times negative 2, 3 times 2 is 6. Positive times a negative is a negative, and the x is there. Done. And here, common factor is 14. I have to times 14 by x to get 14x, and 14 by negative 2 to give me 28, which is grand because I was hoping to get a common bracket. I'm going to factorize out my common bracket of x minus 2. 3x times x minus 2 gives me that, and 14 times x minus 2 gives me that. So there are my two brackets. So x is either 2, this is still equal to 0, or 3x plus 14 equals 0. So 3x negative 14 over 3. Okay, which could also go, I could simplify that, but I'm just going to leave it at that for now. So those are my two x values. Okay, so it means there are two intercepts in my graph. Yep. And I just need to now solve for the y values. So my linear equation is here, x minus 2y equals negative 4. And I'm going to substitute 2 into that. 2 minus 2y equals negative 4. Negative 2y equals minus 4 minus 2. You don't have to show every single little bit. I'm just showing you 6 divided by 2 is 3, and a negative divided by a negative is 3. So this will meet at the point x is 2 and y is 3. It's one of my intercepts. The other one, I'm going to use this value here, minus 14 over 3 minus 2y equals negative 4. So that's just my linear. I could have put it into the ellipse, but that seems silly. So let's just go minus 2y equals, this is negative over here, so I have to plus it to both sides, minus 4 plus 14 over 3. So minus 2y equals, I'm just going to change this to a fraction. You can just times through by 3 as well if you want to, but it's easy enough. 4 times 3, so it's negative 12 over 3 plus 14 over 3, which gives me 14 minus 12 is 2/3. So I'm going to divide by 2 now, so the 2's are going to cancel, so I'm going to left with y equals negative 1/3. So the other point is negative 14 over 3 and negative 1/3. Now negative 14 over 3, you can write it as a mixed number as well if you want to. It'll give you a better idea of where it's at. So 3 goes into 14 4 times 12, so 2/3, negative 4 and 2/3 and minus 1/3. So these are the 2 points where the graphs intersect. Now, all of this working that I did, you could have got by just substituting that, putting that into your graphics calculator, okay? Or you could have just used Solver. So you don't have to know how to do those things, but a lot of you, it's going to be good practice, especially for the excellence questions where you're going to be trying to find out what variables are. That's actually what our lesson today is going to be all about. Okay, so it was just asking, solve the simultaneous equation. The simultaneous equation, the answers were 2, 3, and negative 4 and 2/3 and minus 1/3. Hopefully. So just, yeah. Thanks for watching and hope that helped.